Hello everyone. Today we will be making a drag car. Um, the first thing I recommend, obviously, start off with, um, we'll assume we're doing the Bastion, and the first thing I recommend we do is grab the drag car of the Bastion. Next thing I recommend you do is you go to UI apps and hit add under telemetry, click the torque curve and add it to your layout. And I'll just put that right over here, just so that we can see those beautiful numbers go up. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to modify this car. So we're going to start off with the engine, because we want maximum power. And I found that this is a fairly decent setup. However, it's missing some things. First, we'll make this ultra heavy, help reduce that pull of the engine. Then we're going to go in, and this will seem cosmetic at first, but it'll have a real reason. So we'll make it a performance rear bumper with performance exhaust, which is where our power will come in. And then we will need, oh wait, it's already a wide body. Look at that. That's beautiful. I guess that's all we need to do to aesthetic wise to get a little more horses. Now we can go into our intake, and it already has the turbochargers. That's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go into tuning here real quick. We're gonna cut this all the way 0. We're gonna leave this as is. We're gonna push this into first gear, and we're gonna slam this all the way down as well. There we go. Oh, I know. Now we're going to go back into the parts, and we're gonna grab some nitrous. And we'll stick with the 10 pound for now, but we want an adjustable shot size. And then we will head back in to here, and we're gonna put it up to about 300. And we'll hit apply. Actually, we will go 325. That shouldn't blow our engine. We'll then double check our transmission is the right one. I've never used the drag. Let me check something. No. Alright, so we're gonna go into the transmission, and we're gonna change it to a sequential. So obviously this flywheel that we just added will be an ultralight. Now, the reason we did the sequential is for tuning. A quick overview is it's mostly by fuel. For 1900 horsepower, I'm gonna throw it to like a, and since we're on a drag strip, I'll throw it to like a 2.9, 2.3, and this will be like a 2.95, and let's make this like a 1.4, and this should be a 1.9 third gear. That's my bad. For fifth gear, we'll make it a 1, and then for sixth, we'll make it a 0.9. We'll hit apply. Now we're just gonna double check our tires. So we'll go up to our wheels. We're just gonna make sure we have some fat drag tires, as wide as they'll let us. Alright, so those will be smaller but wider. We'll see if we will spin. How about that? So we are going to go into tires now and just make sure we have drag tires. There. And we do. Now I should let you know, I do have a tire mod. It is not enabled, but it comes through anyways. So we will not use that. Just as a heads up. So now what you do is you activate your nitrous, you line it up, make sure to properly stall the engine first. And just like that, you have a pretty fast car. Now, of course, our engine didn't explode. We can tune it a little more. Here's what I think we should do. I think we should add more nitrous and adjust the... We'll go up to like 350. And then we can adjust this to be a little bit more aggressive of a jump. Oh wait, and let's turn this down. Perfect. Now, take a quick look at these. Feel free to copy them down. And feel free to pause the video or slow it down if I'm going too quick for you. I will not be offended. Alright, we'll line up and we'll try again. By all means, to me, that's a pretty good car. Of course, our engine still didn't explode, so what I think we'll do is we'll add some more nitrous. We're also going to drop the PSI of this rear tire to 12. And now we'll push this up to, let's try 375. Now we'll again. And once it turns green, we'll Alright. I'm noticing our over torque is happening around the 4th gear. So here's what I think we should do. We should add more nitrous. Let's punch it up to like 425. Which means at this point I think it's well deserved that we increase our launch gear. And we'll drop this down some more. And we'll make this a little more aggressive. Those first 3 gears are fairly crucial to a good launch. Alright, slam the throttle when it turns green. And just like that, we are definitely going faster. However, our engine still didn't explode. I think we can push this horsepower just a little bit higher. So, how will we do that? You guessed it, we'll add more nitrous. At this point, we're also going to remove some fuel. We'll reduce it to 15. We'll also go in to the parts tuning actually, and we're going to try removing that roll cage. And then This is something we should have done before, but let's just make sure we don't have a speed limiter. Perfect. I don't think I hit apply on this nitrous. Well, we saw a very big increase on the... Oh no, I did. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do, and that's to max out the nitrous. Reduce fuel even more. We'll go to a 12.5. We'll hit apply. And now we'll keep it authentic enough. We'll make sure it doesn't have any extra seats that it doesn't need. And now we're going to keep it street legal, so we're going to leave body parts on for this one. However, feel free to strip. Alright, we'll try it one last time. Honestly, I think we could get away with removing the radiator. However, maybe you want to do multiple runs. You might want to reduce nitrous if you do so, but... We'll keep it. No, this is at least a two-shot wonder. And then your nitrous will run out. So, there you have it. You have a 2100 horsepower with 3000... Sorry. You have 2138 horsepower and 3244 pounds-feet of torque when you turbos and nitrous are kicked in. I mean, realistically, you're probably only going to utilize like 2,000 of those pounds-feet of torque because, as you can see, at 3,000 pounds, it's pretty early on. But there you have it. This is probably something like a few second car. Now, the last thing I would recommend you do is you give it your own color. Oh, that's an ugly green. That way people can't tell that you copied it from the Ashton, the drag Ashton. With that, I think we'll try this car out on the dragster. Official. We'll just quick travel. Now we're gonna do this one. We'll use a random opponent. Whoever it is, I hope they're a scintilla or something faster. The hell is that? I don't have any other mods enabled. And now I call baloney to that. I say hi, baloney. I think we absolutely won that. Oh, wait, this one's... Okay, this is different. Okay, I see. Well, how am I supposed to win when they have a difference of 0.035 from their time? The real important part is our quarter mile was much faster, our 1,000 year was faster. We were going much quicker. We must be having wheel spin though, because I could have sworn we were doing about 189, not 139. And I know I don't have mine in kilometers. We did the 8th mile faster, we did the 330 feet faster. We even had a faster launch in the 60 feet. My reaction time was decent enough. So we'll try a new opponent. Well, now that's just no fun. Oh, there we go. Another person destroyed. Let's check my reaction time at this point. My reaction time was terrible. So we'll do a new opponent. And we'll try one last time. I almost feel like I should be telling the computer what opponent to give me. The Drag Scintilla would be a fairly worthy competitor. This is a pretty consistent 8.5-second car. And with that in mind, I think that will be the end of this video. I will show you more how to tune. I guess you can use just what we had here when it comes to tuning drag transmissions. But as for anything else, I'll have to make a special video on it. So, yeah, there's nothing really else I can say. You now have a 2-ton, 8.5-second car. Bye-bye.